If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, as well as follow me and subscribe to me on all my other social media platforms. What's up, Thrashers, and welcome back once again to the Thrash Maniac 99 YouTube channel, and I am back with a new episode of Under the Radar for you guys. It's been a couple of weeks since we've done an episode. Just last weekend, not a whole lot came out, but this weekend, we had quite a few albums that I wanted to talk about. And the first album I'm going to be talking about is the sophomore effort from Texas cosmic death metalers, universally estranged, with Dimension of Deviant Clusters. So this is the band's second album. They formed just 2 years ago, and this is a band I never heard of, but I got interested in wanting to check this band out after going through metal archives to find what cool underground stuff was coming out, and this one caught my eye because going through their metal archives page, I see this band get compared to Tomb Mold, Blood Incantation, and Time Ghoul, so that like sci-fi, technical, cavernous, evil death metal sound. That's verged upon bands like Morbid Angel and Incantation to some extent, and even Immolation as well. So I was curious to check this one out just to hear how bizarre and weird it is, and, well, pretty much everything I suspected would end up being proven correct. This is bizarre, it's weird, but it's very intricate and atmospheric style death metal, like just... There are moments on here where it'll get a little bit thrashy. There are times where it gets a bit blackened because some of the tremolo riffs that you get here and there kind of have a bit of a black metal flair to them. But definitely the thing that makes this album what it is the prog influence. Like, there's a progressive metal inspiration going on throughout the songwriting and how the songs were put together. They weren't really a standard songwriting format. They were going for that more prog mentality or philosophy, you could call it. But there are times where the vocals get downright disgusting, like gurgles beyond gurgles. But other than that, like, the vocals are pretty low, but there are moments where they get even lower. And there are some brutal riffs on here, but overall, it has that claustrophobic, sci-fi, cavernous feel. Basically like if you were to combine Time Ghoul and Incantation together, and this is the band that you get in the end. So, the only problems I had, they kind of dragged out the atmospheric parts a little bit too wide and too long for my taste, so for those reasons, I'm going to give this one an 8 out of 10. This is a really good sophomore effort. Definitely look forward to checking out more from this band in the near future. Now for album number 2, and this is a debut album I'm talking about. It's the first album from kind of a technical progressive death metal supergroup called Obsidious with their album Iconic. Now I say it's kind of a supergroup because, well, 3/4 of this band are former members of Obscura. In fact, the members that were on the albums Acrosis or Acroacy, as well as Diluvium. So, and I've seen a lot of controversy revolving around these guys and Stefan from Obscura, like there was some fallouts amongst them, but it is what it is. So, how is this debut? Well, I'm going to say Obsidious. This is a band I hope continues because, holy shit, in terms of progressive tech death albums, this is definitely among the best I've heard this year. And it's like, yeah, it does have some of the wankery that I don't like about tech death, but it's not like overindulgent. They actually do it when it fits the song. But more often than not, this album has a lot of thrash going on. There's even some like really cool chugging riffs and where it gets very brutal. Kind of like to levels of bands like Morbid Angel or Gojira even. Like there's some grooves that remind me of Gojira. And like the guttural vocals, whenever they get low, they get low. You get some black metal shrieks and even clean vocals. Now, the clean vocals, I can definitely tell for people who will check this album out eventually and come back to this and be like, the clean vocals weren't for me. Sometimes the clean vocals, especially in the higher register, can sound a little bit emo-y at times, but most of the clean vocals on here sound kind of power metal-esque, even a little bit of traces of bands like Blackground Initiate and Soilwork, and even a Legion in terms of the clean vocals. And for the most part, the clean vocals were done really good, except for when it's like way too high, it kind of starts to sound a bit more like Protest to Hero, which is not necessarily my bag in terms of vocals. But overall, musically, this is some excellent stuff. The guitar work is exceptional, the drumming is amazing, the fucking bass, I mean, I think it's a fretless bass that's being played, it's all perfect. I give this a 9 out of 10. This is some excellent stuff. The only thing that drags this down from being a 10 out of 10 is the higher register clean vocals here and there. But, great album. And now for the third and final album I am talking about from the weekend of Halloween, and that is the latest offering from a Spain band, a melodic death doom band called Golgotha, with their album Mors Diligentis. I think I got that correctly. But yeah, this is another band I had never heard of, and the reason I chose this one is because I saw they were listed as Death Doom, and you guys know I love Death Doom. And when looking up research on this band, I saw really the big Death Doom band I saw this band get compared to was Swallow the Sun, and I love Swallow the Sun. And here, this is very much in the vein of bands like Swallow the Sun, but also kind of reminds me a little bit of My Dying Bride to some extent, but it also has a little bit of that, like, gothic dreariness of a band like Tiamat, for example. So this is kind of like a hybrid almost of those three bands mashed together into one. When they get doomy, they get fucking doomy. And what's cool, there are two vocalists. They're both ladies. One of them doing the clean vocals and the other one doing the growls. The clean vocals are beautiful. The growling vocals are downright evil and demonic sounding for a lady doing it. It sounds pretty evil. So vocally, it's great. There are some really cool riffs on here. Of course, if I had to have a complaint about this album, it is a little bit derivative of the bands that I mentioned, but those are great bands to take influence from. So with all that said, I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10 as well. This is another really solid album that came out this weekend, and who knows where this band's going to go from here. But anyways, those are just my thoughts on 3 albums. What did you guys think of these albums if you checked them out? Let me know in the comments below. And until next time, horns high. See you guys later. Wake up.
This is interesting.
And wow. I can go ahead and confirm.
I was the revealer. I flip Levi's card. There's my revealer card.
I was hoping this would happen. Okay.
The heck happened?
Alright.
What in the
world? God.
I've been misappropriated.
Okay, I was the robber, and I took Seth's revealer.
What the heck?
So Seth and I are safe. Bad news for everyone else.
And I'm a prince again,
I literally was squinting because I'm like, that looks like a revealer card, but wait, I'm the revealer.